Hello, Explorer Chicks. I'm Emily and this is Leah and we're the Explorer Chick marketing team.
We are so excited because right now the Smokies trip is on sale through Sunday. All of our dates through June are 20% off.
This trip is a 4-day trip that is with hiking and glamping, and it has 11 women, and all the trips, like Leah said, through June are on sale. So that's over $300 off. We're running that sale until Sunday. We've been asked quite a few questions on social media about certain specifics about the trip. So that's what Leah and I are going to be answering today, is all those specific questions that you guys have answered. So I hope this helps. And again, if you have any other questions that we did not get to, you can feel free to send us a DM or email us asking those questions. Okay, Leah, so can you tell us about transportation getting from our houses to the glamping site?
Totally. So our rendezvous location for this trip is the actual glamping site, which you will receive that information once you have made your reservation. And it is in the Gatlinburg, Tennessee area. So the closest airport for most people who would be flying in is going to be in Knoxville, which is about 40 minutes away. So you always have the option of renting a car. We've had ladies in the past schedule an Uber. Otherwise, Gatlinburg, Tennessee is also within a pretty good driving distance for a lot of the East Coast. So it's a quick, easy day trip to get down there. And then we also have our social site. So once you have made your reservation, you can discuss travel plans with the other ladies who are attending the trip with you. So if you want to coordinate carpools or airport pickups, that's always an option too.
And then what about on the trip? Do we have to drive to all the different hikes?
No, so once you have arrived at our rendezvous location, all of the transportation is handled. So hop aboard the Shenanigans shuttle, you're covered. The only situation is on the last day, we do head to a trail where you will take your own transportation. But like we had mentioned, the social site, and plus you've just made friends with all these ladies over the past 4 days, it's really easy to figure out and coordinate carpools to that last hike. So Emily, you have actually been on this trip and guided it before. One of the questions that came in is a bonus points for brutal honesty. How hard are the hikes on a scale of 1 to 10?
Yeah, great question. Because this trip is all about hiking, we're going to be covering some big miles on some really great trails. So during your trip, you're going to do 3 hikes. The first one is going to happen on the second day. And this is going to be our biggest hike of the entire trip. So the first hike is Mount Cameron, and this is a classic Smokies hike. What's really nice about this hike, it's actually not too crowded. I think a lot of people go to the more popular spots, and that leaves this one to us. The first hike of the trip is going to be Mount Cameron, and it's 11 miles round trip, and it's 3,045 feet of elevation. So this isn't actually a gradual hike up, so you climb pretty steady, but it's nothing super steep. It's a gradual couple miles up, then it flattens off, and then there's one more push up to the top. And this hike is really shaded the whole way, so you're never getting too hot. And because it's group travel and we're all traveling together, we're gonna go slow and steady. We're gonna go at a group rate where no one gets left behind. So we're gonna be taking lots of breaks, enjoying the views, stopping to smell the roses, as I say, and just enjoying this day of hiking together. So no one's gonna be left behind, and we're gonna be moving at a really good pace for every single person on this trip. And once we get to the top, you're gonna have epic 360 views of the Smokies around you. So that's what really makes this hike amazing, is the views. There's nothing else like this, where you get to the top of that fire tower and look around the entire area. So we're gonna stay up there, enjoy our lunch, take a little nap, chill, and then we're all gonna hike back down together. So once we get back to camp after Mount Cameron, you guys get to just relax, take a hot shower, and chill. You just had a really hard day of hiking, so you get to relax, and the guides take care of everything. They're gonna be cooking you a hot meal, maybe have a fire with some s'mores, and just get to bond with your fellow Explorer Chicks. The next day is Rainbow Falls. This is a shorter hike. It's 5 miles round trip, and this hike is going to see the largest single drop waterfall of the Smokies. It's 80 feet, and on a sunny day, you can actually see a rainbow at the falls, hence the name Rainbow Falls. This is another great hike, and you get to see a waterfall on it, which again, the 3 hikes on this trip are all a little bit different, but all have something unique. After Rainbow Falls, we'll go back to the glamping site and then spend the later part of the day at our private whiskey tasting in downtown Gatlinburg. So we'll get back to the glamping site. You guys can go for a swim in the pool, relax, read a book, chill, and then we'll spend the afternoon in town exploring and doing some whiskey and moonshine tasting. Then the last hike of the trip is on the last day to Charlie's Bunyan. This is a beautiful hike. It's one of the more popular ones in the park, so we're gonna get there really early for sunrise, so we get the trail all to ourselves, just about. So we take off on this hike after some delicious breakfast and watching the sunrise. And this hike kind of has it all. You're going in and out of some covered tree areas. You're actually on the Appalachian Trail, and we'll see a couple of Appalachian Trail shelters along this trail. This one is 8 miles, and you get to this outcropping on this rock, which is stunning. We're gonna stop there for a lunch and a snack and really just enjoy these views. This hike is amazing, probably my favorite hike of the whole trip, just because it has a little bit of everything. It doesn't have a waterfall, but it has everything else on this hike. And the views are just stunning. Although it's not 360, you still just get a really jaw-dropping vista of the Smokies. This one is 8 miles and 1,600 feet of elevation. So actually the lowest elevation gain of the whole trip for that last day to end it. Mount Camera is going to be the hardest hike of the trip. That's the first day. It's 11 miles round trip, and it's 3,000 feet of elevation, a little over 3,000 feet of elevation.
And I think one thing to note is that the sale does run on trips through June. So if you book today for one of those June dates, you have a solid 2 months of training to get under your belt for that, definitely for Mount Camera.
So Leah, can you tell us about weather in the Smokies during the spring?
Yeah, so all of the trips that are on sale are running April, May, and June, which is prime spring Smoky season. So you'll start seeing all the plants coming out. Definitely a chance of sure showers, but highs are going to be in the upper 60s, perfect for working up that sweat, especially for Mount Camera. Lows in the 40s. As always, Mother Nature is fickle, so you never know if we're going to get rain. But the temperatures are mild, and there's plenty of chance for sunny days. And our biggest recommendation is once you book, you do get our required packing list, and that will set you up prime for no matter what the weather conditions are. So just when you book, make sure you give that list a full read over and have all of those items in your pack, and you'll be fine for any weather that might hit us for those spring days. All right, Emily, another question that came in was, what is the sleeping situation?
So this is glamping. So you will not be on the floor, you will not be sleeping on the ground, and you will be in real beds. So everyone gets a real bed with pillows and nice bedding, and these beds are in our glamping tents. So the bed arrangements are queen beds that will be shared, so 2 to a queen, and then there's also single beds available. We have some bunk beds in the rooms too. So some will have their own bed and some will be sharing beds. But the beds are super comfy and you're not gonna be on the ground.
And then Emily, can you give us a little bit, what exactly is glamping and what do our facilities look like for this trip?
Glamping is a combination of glamorous camping. So you're getting all the creature comforts of home, like your big comfy beds, there's Wi-Fi, there's hot water, hot showers, you've got real furniture, like all the nice amenities of home, plus being outside and getting to enjoy that nature aspect. There's a big fire ring in the middle of all of our glamping tents. You get to be outside, wake up, have your coffee on the porch. So it's a mix of camping and home life. So these tents are really nice. They're canvas tents, and they actually have temperature controlled rooms in the tent. So there's air conditioning and heating depending on the weather while we're there. There's also electricity, so you can charge your electronics, charge your headlights, bring a hair dryer, straighten your hair, whatever you want. There is electricity. Also, these tents have like lights in there, so you don't have to, bring your headlamp, but you don't have to use your headlamp around the tent. They also have flat screen TVs, which surprised me when I was there. Not that you're gonna really be watching movies, but it's like that level of classy in these tents. And then also in the facility of the glamping site, the campground that we stay at, it's a short 1-minute walk over to the bathrooms. So they're really nice bathrooms with multiple stalls and multiple showers. Like there's hot water there. A great way to just end the day with the hot shower after these big hikes. With the hot showers, there's also a heated pool. So that can feel really nice too, to go soak in and take a dip after these long days of hiking. So there is an outdoor kitchen, but you guys won't have to worry about that because your guides are taking care of all the cooking. It'll basically be set up on your guide's tent on the front porch. There's gonna be a stove, hot water. They're gonna be making you hot coffee in the morning, full breakfast spreads, lunch, dinners. They'll be taking care of all that. So you don't have to worry about the kitchen, but if you need anything, your guides can make that happen for you. activities. So just ask them.
So I know one of the features on this trip is the moonshine and whiskey private tour. What happens if one of our ladies does not drink alcohol? What options are there for her?
Yeah, great question. Well, for all of our trips, any of the activities, they're all optional. So if you don't want to do something, you can always stay behind or choose to do your own thing on a certain day or during an activity. But with this moonshine tour specifically, it's right in downtown Gatlinburg. So you're going to be right in like the heart of Gatlinburg. And even if you don't drink, just learning about the history of moonshine, the tour that we provide is really entertaining, and the people do a great job of educating you on history of the Smokies, history of the bootlegging era, making moonshine out in the woods. Like, you just learn a ton about the Smoky Mountains and the history and the culture of that area. So even if you don't drink, it's still a great tour to come and learn about the area. And there's non-alcoholic options involved. So some of the distilleries we go to, they offer non-alcoholic drinks. You can get something to sip on that doesn't have alcohol along this tour as well. So after you've signed up for this trip, how can you meet the other women going on your trip and connect with other people?
One of the new features of our reservation system is that you have the option to meet the other ladies within the booking site. So you'll have your login and password, and you can get in there. You can upload a photo of you, you can introduce yourself, and you can kind of make arrangements with the other ladies. Another perk of the program is that you're able to share photos on there as well. So you don't have to be texting them to each other. It's easy peasy. Everyone's got each other selfies.
So are these trips confirmed yet? Can people start making their reservations for travel?
Totally. So these trips are 100% confirmed. They are happening. All of our dates in April, May, and June. So once you make that reservation, you save your over $300 with the sale that's going on right now. You can immediately start making all of those travel arrangements, whether it's the carpool through the ladies through our booking site, or whether it's booking your flights and using those miles that you've had building up.
So now, once you book and you make your travel arrangements, then what?
So you'll get an email with your confirmation, and you'll also get your packing list so you can start getting that bag ready. And it's a good chance to go through, score in on any sales that are happening right now with wintertime closing up, picking up an extra layer, and then get yourself ready into shape. If you're booking for June, you have time to train for that Mount Cameron hike. Or maybe you're all ready to go, signing up for April. And then we will see you in Gatlinburg on the day of your rendezvous when you get that information.
So Leah, can you tell us about this trip level activity?
Yeah, so we have rated this trip as a level 3 active. So if you are a regular hiker, you've been getting out there this winter, you should be good to go. Like Emily had said earlier, we have 3 hikes planned during this trip. So day 1 is going to be 11 miles. Day 2 is going to be 5.4 miles. And day 3 will be 8 miles. So this is a hiking trip. So make sure those boots are broken in. We don't want any blisters or anything like that. And on these trips, you'll be carrying a day pack with your supplies, your water, some snacks for the day. But the trails are nothing overly technical. It's pretty straightforward in terms of the hiking on this trip, where the Smokies trips through June are all on sale. So we've got April, May, and June, all those confirmed trips. They are 100% happening. You are saving 20% off all of these trips. So use that code Smokies20 before Sunday night to book. Spots are limited for these trips. So they've been filling up quick. So if you're looking like for a June date, hop on it now before they fill up.
Yeah, and if you have any other questions that we didn't answer in this little video, you can send us a DM on Instagram or a message on Facebook, or you can email hello@exploredchick.com. Just give us a day to get back to you and we can answer your questions there. And then after you book, your guide will be in touch with you 30 days out, so you can contact your guide for any questions about your trip. And you can also ask the women who are traveling with you. So again, after you book in our social site through our booking software, you can go in, log in, and talk to the other women, ask some questions. Yeah, so get excited. This is an awesome trip. It's got hiking and glamping and beautiful views and such a great community of women who love the outdoors and want to travel. So go ahead and save your spot for our Smokies trip, and we cannot wait to see you out on the trail. All right. Bye. Thanks, Leah.
Yep. Thanks, Emily.